So this is our first of 3 videos about manipulating data. In theory, you should already have the hot dogs dataset loaded. If not, please take a look at our previous videos. So the first part is about extracting data. So first, let's take a quick look at the dataset, which we called hot dogs. And we'll do this by using the head command. So head hot dogs. And this shows us the first 6 values or observations within the dataset. And so we can see here type, sodium, and calories. Alright, so first thing I'm going to have you do is actually ls the directory. So when you ls the directory, we see we have hot dogs and x, nothing else. The second thing I'm going to get you to do is type in names. So what names does is it takes a look at the names of the dataset. So we already know that by default it should be type, sodium, calories, but let's just do it anyways. So hot dogs, and as confirmed, we have type, sodium, and calorie. Now, the next thing I'm going to get you to do is actually type in calories. And if you hit enter, object not found, and so forth. Okay, so now we're going to actually start extracting the data. So let's say, for example, you want to isolate calories and calculate the average calorie count of all the hot dogs. So how do we do this? So the first thing we're going to do is use what's called the attach command. And we'll type in attach and the name of the dataset, so which is hot dogs. Now if we type in calories, there you go. You see all the values for calories. But if we ls the directory, calories isn't there. What the attach command does is it creates a temporary or pseudo variable. And what happens is the name, in this case here, calories, sodium, and type, are now become synonymous with all the data in the columns labeled type, sodium, and calories from the dataset hot dogs. When you do this, then the word calories will be completely associated with it, and you can do all the things you want to do with that particular variable or column of data, which includes taking the mean, the median, standard deviation, and so forth. If you type in detach hot dogs, or equivalently detach would work as well, and else the command, again, calories, sodium, type aren't there, and if you type in calories, object not found. So by doing it this by using the attach command, you can now create a temporary variable to allow you to do any type of analysis you want. So this is step 1, or method 1, of extracting data. Now another method is by using the $sign. So the $sign is fairly similar to attach in a sense that it uses the names of the dataset. So alternatively, you can always use this way. It doesn't matter if you use attach or not, but if you type in the name of the dataset, so hot dogs, and $sign, and then the name of the variable. So in this case here will be calories. So if you type that in, you'll get the exact same thing. And one nice thing about R is that R is intuitive. So when I say hot dogs $sign, it tells me to look in the dataset hot dogs. Now because type, sodium, and calories are all unique names, in reality you only have to use as many characters for R to differentiate within that dataset. So what I mean by this is hot dogs $sign calories is the exact same thing as hot dogs $sign cal, which is the exact same thing as hot dogs $sign C. Now if by chance the variables had similar names, the columns had similar names, then you would need more letters to actually separate them. So for example, if we had calories versus calcium, so calories or calcium, then in this case here, the first 3 characters are the exact same. So then you would need to type in CALO to get calories and CALC to get calcium. Like I said, it needs enough characters to be able to differentiate between each column, but in this case here, all you need is really 1 character. And then the last one is what I like to call element extraction. and what it does is it plays with the data frame properties. So as we take a look at the dataset, so again, hot dogs, we can see that it has 3 columns, and if we take a look at the end, so using tails, has 54 rows. So if you can picture this in terms of matrix, then I've got 54 rows by 3 columns. Now, one nice thing about a data frame is that you can then use coordinates to isolate the data. So, for example, if I wanted to get all of calories, then I know that it is the 3rd column. So how do we do this? So again, we use hot dogs. Now we use the hard bracket. And so with a hard bracket, what you do is you can type in a coordinate system. So let's say, for example, you want to get calories. So then you type in hot dogs, hard bracket, comma 3, hard bracket. Because calories is the 3rd column. And what happens is when you leave this position here, which is for row empty, it tells R I want everything. So again, hot dogs, hard bracket, comma 3, hard bracket. If you hit enter, you get the exact same thing. If, for example, you wanted just the first row, then it's hot dogs, hard bracket 1, comma, and if I want all the columns, we'll leave this empty, hard bracket, hit enter, and then you get beef, sodium, calories. And then let's say I just wanted the first value within sodium. So that would be 495. So then what you do is hot dogs, hard bracket. Okay, I want the first row, 1, and a comma, and I want the first value for sodium, which is the 2nd column, 2. Hard bracket, and there you go. And then if, say, I did this, since I left them both empty, then that tells R that I want everything. So then I'll give you the entire data set. So that's 3 ways to specifically extract data from a data set in R.